What's going on, guys? Danny D2 is here, and I just wanted to do a little bit of a different video this morning, just to let people become aware of knowing of the actual world in which we live in, and basically they're saying that everything's a scam. Because I was thinking about this the other day, and how basically, if you do not hold assets, whether that be land, property, gold, whatever, there's various different assets. But if you don't, then you are stuck into what you call a fiat system, a fiat mining system, which is what? Which is money. Money is printed, yeah? And they print never-ending amounts of money. And each time when they have to pay back the debt on the bail bonds or whatever that is, then they need to print more money in order to lend it back to pay back this debt. So what does that do in turn? Because all you've got to do, guys, right, is look back to the Roman times, and they did exactly the same thing with a little thing called coin clipping. But what they used to do, you used to get their gold coins, silver coins, whatever that may be, and they would trim around the edges, clip it, and then melt that down to create what? More currency. And the exact same thing has been happening for the little thing called the Federal Reserve, yeah? They've been printing extra amounts of money to inflate into the economy, to put, to lower the interest rates. And what this does, it devalues the currency. So basically, so what that gets me thinking to myself, right, if they can print never-ending amounts of money, which they can, yeah, why did he charge taxes? Because taxes, yeah, all it is, it's an illusion to make you think that the system is legitimate when really it's not. It's just one big scam. Because why would we pay taxes on something that essentially is backed by nothing, that is worthless, and they can print never-ending amounts of? Why would you have to give 20%, 40%, whatever that is within your country? Because it's all this one big control grid system. It's a bit like where they'll give you a mortgage, right? This will blow your mind, yeah? You go out, yeah, you sign a principal, yeah, but guess what? When they lend you that money, there's no actual money that they're giving you. So the banks are just one big Ponzi scheme. All you're doing is signing a piece of paper to say, okay, well, you give me some imaginary money, yeah, which they never give you in the first place. You're just signing an agreement to say that you're going to give them back more money. So basically, let's say you borrow, I don't know, say £250,000, which is like a death sentence in this day and age anyway. And all the time, you've got to pay back interest rates, but they hide it through small little written contracts and stuff like that. They hide it, so you have to pay back so much interest all the time. But it just honestly, I was like, it's literally a modern form of slavery. Because what did he do? They sell you an illusion, because in the Roman times, what would they do? They will give you shelter. They will give you food. So at the end of the week, when you're given a wage, yeah, what can you go out, buy food? They give you a house that you are stuck into a slave system to have to pay it back over time. Yeah? Are you following me? You've got to pay it back over time through this indebted system. Whereas they can just keep constantly printing the money out of thin air. So it just, these are the times that we're living in now, guys, but it's getting to a point now because obviously, the elites are buying up all the assets, and it's going to get to a point where, people won't even be able to get on the ladder to get a property. So, yeah, I just wanted to get this video out there just to let people be aware and just be known that, the system that we literally currently live in is just one big massive scam, And I've known this for well over a year now, but obviously I've always had my inclination just to think to myself, well, wait a minute, it just doesn't seem right, this, does it? But the more research I did into it, learning about the Federal Reserve, because like what used to happen is that, I think it was in the 1800s, and then they changed it in 1913 when the Rothschilds, the central bankers, they created the Federal Reserve. Everything used to be backed by gold, and nothing's backed by anything now. Like literally, the monetary debt system. It's just backed by debt. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by any assets, which keeps the system ticking over to keep you controlled into a system where you can never prosper and fully break free from. You know what I mean? So basically, you're basically just stuck round in a guinea pig on a wheel going round and round and round. And why do we accept this? Why do we accept this as normal? Because it's not. Because when we first come here into this life, like God created everything where everything should be free and available. Like Nikola Tesla, study him. He wanted to create free energy for everybody, yeah? And this is possible, and they do this. Free electricity, energy, however you want to look at it. And what did they do with him? They murdered him because they knew he was a threat to what? Freedom. So yeah, it's a bit of a different video I wanted to do, but I was thinking about it this morning because obviously I was, you know, I got up this morning and then I sort of like this. Sometimes I go outside and I look around and it's like sometimes we're just going around on this big fucking guinea pig, aren't we? And on this this big guinea pig wheel, and it's never ending. Because they put you into a system, they make you learn something you don't want to learn for 20 years, yeah? Which is what? School. Which is controlled by them, yeah? And then they make you work for 40 years, maybe 50 years, because they keep putting the retirement age up. And then you might get, if you're lucky, 10 years of freedom. How is that right? Think about it. Just really think about it and just give it some thought and think to yourself, this isn't what we come here for. We come here for self-right, sovereignty and freedom. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. But thank you so much for everyone for the love and support. I'm going to start doing a few more of these intimate one-on-one videos where I'm just talking about things on my mind, getting the message out there. But yeah, have a fantastic day. For me, Danny D2, have a fantastic day. Love you loads. Peace.